13 days, 33 closed trades, $81.39 lost. That's the paper crypto bot's entire track record, from the day it went live to right now. Not one bad week in the middle of a winning month. The whole thing, start to finish, is red. And here's the part that actually bothers me. The backtest said this should work. Tuned, tested, 6 iterations of parameter sweeps. The best 30-day simulation this strategy ever produced was plus $5.42. Not a huge number, but positive. Live, it's negative $81 over less than 2 weeks. That's not a bad luck streak. That's a strategy that makes money in a spreadsheet and loses money in the real world. Today, I'm shutting it down. Not because the code is broken. The code works exactly as designed. I'm shutting it down because of something a backtest can't see, and once you understand what that is, you'll understand why this was the right call. The strategy itself is simple. 2-bar momentum breakout on 1-hour candles. If a coin breaks above its prior 2-hour high with relative volume at least 1.4 times normal, and Bitcoin is trading above its 24-hour moving average, the bot buys. Position size, $175 per trade, up to 3 positions at once. Hard stop at 1%. A trailing stop that tightens as the position moves in your favor. Break even once you're up 2%. Partial profit taking at 3%. This is not a naive strategy. It went through 6 rounds of tuning against 2 years of historical data. Bad hour filters got added. Certain hours in UTC where the pattern just doesn't work. A skip list got built for coins with too much noise. Dogecoin, Shiba-adjacent tokens, low-float names that whipsaw. A crash circuit breaker, 2 exchange stops in 60 minutes, and the bot pauses entries entirely. After all of that tuning, on paper, the best this strategy could do over 30 days was $5.42 on a few $1,000s of capital. Modest. But real, according to the simulation. Let me show you the log from the very first day this thing traded live, in paper mode, June 19th. 5:30 in the afternoon, REUSD closes a winning trade, plus 289, XTZUSD, plus 430, 2 winners in a row, looking good. 7 minutes later, the market turns. QNTUSD stops out at minus 355. Render USD minus 333. Link USD minus 333. 3 losses in the same minute. Then it gets worse. 8 minutes after that, QNTUSD again. Same coin. Stopped out a second time. Minus 358. Render USD again. Minus 332. Link USD again, minus 334. 6 minutes later, a third time. QNT, render, link, all stopped out again. That's not the strategy failing. That's a bug. Exchange-triggered stops weren't counting toward the bot's own consecutive loss counter, so the circuit breaker that's supposed to say, "Stop trading, something's wrong," never fired. The bot kept re-entering into a falling market because it genuinely didn't know it had just lost 3 times in a row. That bug got fixed 2 days later, and the account still bled money anyway. Here's the part that actually matters, and it has nothing to do with bugs. Every crypto trade round trips through roughly 1.1% in spread. Buy at the ask, sell at the bid, and that gap is gone before the strategy even gets a chance to be right. Run the math on realistic trade volume. About 23 trades a month at this bot's sizing, and that's around $44 a month just in spread, on an account where the tuned backtest's best month was plus $5.42. $44 of friction against $5.42 of edge. The strategy doesn't just underperform, It's mathematically guaranteed to lose before a single trade even happens, because the cost of entering and exiting is nearly 10 times the entire expected profit. A backtest doesn't model that spread unless you go out of your way to build it in. Mine didn't, not realistically. That's on me, not the exchange. To be fair to the strategy, I didn't just watch it lose money and shrug. The exchange stop counting bug got fixed. A rest until midnight rule got added. If the day's P&L drops to negative $20 with no open positions, the bot stops trading entirely until the next day, instead of trying to dig out of a hole. A super conviction bypass got built for Bitcoin and Ethereum only, relative volume at least 3 times normal, Bitcoin at least 2% above its moving average. On the theory that the very best setups might still clear the friction bar, even when average ones can't. None of it moved the needle. 33 trades since June 19th, $81.39 lost. 3 consecutive losses again as of today, sitting in a pause window right now. At some point, tuning a losing strategy harder isn't debugging. It's denial. Here's the same capital, running the same kind of momentum strategy on stocks instead of crypto through the account this channel has been building all along. Stock trades round trip through about 0.10% in spread, not 1.1%, 0.10, roughly 11 times tighter. Right now, that account's all-time realized P&L is plus $45.39 across 32 closed trades, going back less than 2 weeks, almost the exact same time frame as the crypto bot's negative $81. Same person building it, same kind of momentum-based logic, same amount of bugs along the way. And there have been plenty. This channel has covered them. The only structural difference is the size of the toll booth between signal fires and trade completes. 11 times the friction turned a positive expectancy idea into a guaranteed loser. That's the whole story in one comparison. I could keep running this in paper mode. It's not real money. Nobody's actually losing $81. It's a simulation layered on real market data. But that's exactly the trap. Paper mode has no cost to keep running, so it's tempting to just let it sit there in case the market changes, or in case the next tuning pass finds something. That's how a losing idea quietly turns into a permanent fixture instead of a closed chapter. The honest read is, the edge this strategy has, if it has one at all, is smaller than the cost of accessing it on this exchange, at this trade frequency, at this position size. That's not a bug I can fix with another parameter sweep. That's the business model not working. So today, the bot gets stopped. The scheduled tasks that restart it automatically get disabled. Not deleted, disabled. And the code stays exactly where it is. This isn't a dramatic shutdown. It's 3 things. The running process gets stopped. The Windows task scheduler jobs that would otherwise restart it and run the health checks get disabled, not deleted. Flipping them back on later is a 2-click job, not a rebuild. And the code itself, the bot, the backtester, the trade log, all of it, stays in the repository untouched. Why keep it instead of deleting it? Because the failure mode here is specific. Spread cost relative to expected edge on this exchange at this position size. Any one of those variables could change. A different exchange with tighter crypto spreads. A bigger position size that dilutes the fixed cost of the spread as a percentage. A strategy tweak that trades less often but with a bigger edge per trade. If any of that changes, the entire pipeline, the scanner, the risk management, the backtester, is sitting there ready to go, not rebuilt from scratch. Killing a losing project and preserving the option to revisit it later are two different decisions, and I'm only making one of them today. Here's where the capital goes instead. Entirely into the stock side, which is already running 6 automated entry strategies through a direct exchange connection. No AI sub-process sitting in the critical path anymore. That's actually the real theme of this channel, if there is one. Not every experiment works. The crypto bot looked good on paper and lost money live for a very specific, quantifiable reason. And the honest move is to say so, show the math, and shut it down, instead of quietly letting it keep losing small amounts forever. If you want to see what's next, the stockbot's exit side automation, the next backtest, whatever breaks next, that's what's coming. Hit like and subscribe. New video every week. Real trades, real code, real results, including the ones that don't work.